Rightio, folks. So 9 and 10. So let's have a look. Yep, 10 and 9. Yeah, this wasn't a link, Dawid, so I had to find it. So I believe it's this one, judging off the title. But yeah, I couldn't click the link for some reason. So yeah, gonna review this as if it was coming in for a job, even though you may be in employment. I just think it's a good way to set the base for a lot of things. So relight for sunlight using Lumen and Sky Creator. You link the stuff that you use. Good. First clip is a video. Most people won't click it, but also I believe you can save a click on here by adding in the video of your scene as an MP4 into ArtStation since you have Pro. And what that'll do is it'll autoplay, I believe, when someone clicks the link. It'll make it a bit more likely that people will watch it, but many people aren't going to click play on this. So I would add the video into ArtStation itself as it will autoplay. So you're going for a Steamy Forest effect. Sorry about that. Very late. Jungle atmosphere, sunlight. So description's okay, but if there's no reference, it's kind of whatever, right? You know, daytime steamy forest can be lit lots of ways. So again, if there's no reference or anything like that, it goes off the person's personal tastes, even if you are matching reference. So a few things that right away that's sort of missing here are if I zoom out and I scroll down, there's like no breakdowns, no reference. It's just beauty images. So you really need to have those breakdowns in there, even if you are employed currently, because it's just good practice to have. And you never know in this industry, right, what will happen. So show breakdowns, how you're using lights, how you're using Lumen. Is it PBL? If so, show the EV exposure and your light settings. In terms of the piece itself, so camera angles are pretty decent. Like this camera angle is cool, so I guess you want me to look here, which is cool. And this one, I'm not 100% sure where to look. It kind of looks like you want me to look at the stairs, but you're flattening a lot of the value with the fog here. So if you want to draw me into the stairs here, you need more like some stronger highlights on the stairs, and you need to suppress some of these areas. Like if this was for a game, for example, if we were doing this for a game and you wanted the player to run through here, I would definitely relight this area for gameplay, because the issue you have is you need to suppress these areas and you need to have more highlights hitting this area because the stairs kind of fade into nothing, right? So these areas should actually be dark in this shot. Now you may say, okay, how do I do that? Because sorry, how do I do that? Because you've lit with one directional light. Well, there are things you can do, right? You can move the directional light for each render. I mean, you may think, oh, is that cheating? Not really. There are games where the directional light moves every level, even if the sun's in the same place, because tilting it a certain direction gives you better lighting in a certain level. So you want to move your directional light in a way where it's, you know, let's think horizon, in a way where it's like hitting these stairs and you're suppressing this with shadow, maybe vignette, because again, this shot is just messy overall. It's I don't know what to look at, so it's not really worth having in there unless you tailor the shot, which I would do. I would always tailor shots. Like if you're making a PBL scene or a scene and you need to rotate the directional light per shot to get the best shot, I would do that. I would not be like, oh, one directional light I can't move it every shot. Nah, there's no point, right? You may as well. So this shot's a bit better, so I guess you want me to go here. But again, there's it's kind of like you've lit it and you're taking renders with directional light in the same position each time. And because of that, you will get maybe one screenshot where it works well, and the other screenshots will look a bit unbalanced. So I would move it per render just to get the best out of it, because that happens in games, right? You have a level and it could share the same sun, but you move the directional light slightly. So don't be afraid to do that in those aspects. I'm not 100% sure if it is PBL, because honestly, it might be. And this is where we need the breakdowns, because if it's daytime and you've got, so you've done it in daytime, but you've also put the flames on, and the amount of light, like coming from how hot these are, and the amount of light coming from here in daytime doesn't really make me think this is physically accurate, because it's just too strong. I don't believe it would be that strong in daytime. But again, reference will save you on that. But also from a design point of view, I don't really I either pick daytime or torches. Like if you have them both, it's just so noisy. If I zoom out of the image, it's like I don't know where to look because everything's being lit. So sometimes the best way to light is to actually be simple with lighting, and don't try and light too many sources at once. So I would, if you're gonna do the flames on, it needs to be nighttime or early morning, and if you're gonna do daytime, the flames need to be off or only on the very deep interior parts. So the base is solid. You just need to refine. So put renders up that make sense in where you want the player to look. Because again, this one, it doesn't showcase that. This one as well. This one's a bit better, but again, everything's quite flat. Everything's evenly lit. So just try and move your directional light more to get your light tilted in an interesting way, but also don't be afraid to use shadow blockers or darken parts. I believe in Lumen, you can make a cube and put it in front of areas to darken it. I believe that's something you can do in Lumen as well. So yeah, it's more about tailoring the shots, right? So tailoring the shots to look the best they can. And that includes having, breakdowns, lights used, reference is the big one, need to see the reference, and lighting beautiful images that guide the eye, which I believe you do here. This image looks pretty cool, but I don't believe the other images are doing that. So again, tailoring, this here, this pillar doesn't need to be lit. It can be very dark, and it should be very dark to frame in. So sometimes you have to take these, I guess, non-gameplay approaches to scenes, even though they are based around gameplay. Because at the end of the day, we want to see images and renders look cool. And if you just make this a bit darker with a fake material or a cube, the image is going to look so much better because your eye is going to focus more into the image overall. So those are the ways you can push that piece as a whole. A lot of it is going to come from the directional light. I'm judging it based off renders. Yeah, 1 minute 36. I don't think many people will really watch past the first 10 seconds. That's just how it is a lot of the times. People go straight down to the screenshots. But yeah, see, like your stairs here are much better. Like the path's becoming cleaner. So just try and take your renders at a time when the sun is catching them correctly. Because now this is more suppressed and darker. So just make sure that's reflected in your screenshots, and you'll be good. And don't be afraid to use vignette. There's no vignette on these images. It can help a lot of times. So look at value structure. Darker towards the camera, lighter away from the camera. And there's many ways you can do that. Floating cubes that block the light, position of directional light, vignette is another one. I think Lumen, you have a lot more ways to do it. And pick the light source if you want on or off, because both of them, it gets very noisy and messy. Like you got the God rays and you got the flames. I'm like, where should I look? I'm probably looking at the rooftops, which you probably don't want me to look at. You want me to look at these stairs and go down here. So a lot of it comes down to value structure and references. But yeah, this is my favorite shot. I would definitely look at doing the others. But at the same time, it's 7 months ago, so you could just take the feedback from this and apply it to your future work as well, and build in some value structure to your images to help please the viewer's eye when they look into it. But cool, no, good stuff. Keep it up. Get those breakdowns in, super important, and you'll be good to go. So next project is, so you made a katana. You're unsure how to handle long, thin UVs of the katana. Didn't have very optimized UVs. So with the katana, again, there's not really any breakdowns. So the images are super long as well. Now, it might render okay on a 4K. If it does, that's cool, but I would start off with some horizontal images of the katana rotated and tilted, and then put like this long one at the bottom so we can see it in how it should be. Because horizontal, you can get nicer pass on it. You need breakdowns as well, so you say the UVs are not optimized and you don't know where to put the seam, but if there are no UVs on here, I can't really tell what you mean by that. So so you're lacking the breakdowns, lacking texture flats, wireframe. Is there a high poly? Is there a low poly? Or is it just all high poly? So even though it looks like a stylized katana, which kind of looks easy on the eyes, because you don't have enough breakdowns or showing how you've made it, a piece like this can get looked over quite a lot of times in the hiring process. Because it doesn't have much effect. Like, okay, scroll 1, scroll 2, whereas you could easily have at least 6 images of this thing and 2 images of the breakdowns, and you get much more out of the piece. In terms of long UVs, it really depends. Like, you'd split your let's see. So a lot of this will probably be straight and mapped anyway, but yeah, you try and split at natural seams. So this all looks high poly, so I don't even know if it's for VFX or not, but you'd split seam down, let's say down the side. So have one seam there, and then your other seam. This thing could be this could all be baked as one part probably. And just put your seam. Imagine you're putting your seam down the other side, and then that can look nice and straight in the UV. Once you unfold map it, it'll look something like that. Probably actually a lot thinner, maybe more like it'll be like a strip of polys. And most of this can be strip of polys as well. Same with this bit, right? So this bit, you can put the seam like here or something, and then the whole side of this handle becomes a very thin strip. And if you start running out of room, you can, if you want, split the UV and then move this part, over here. So you can put a seam in there, and your seam should be okay as long as you're baking well and you're using triplanar and you're paying attention to it. And then for the sword as well, if the sword is becoming super long, it depends on texture density. Like, what is the texture density meant to be, right? So if it's a pretty high res close-up weapon, can you fit the whole thing width-wise? If not, you can just, put your seam somewhere on like the main blade's edge, and then just crop out each side. So if you have a long UV, say this is your long UV of the blade. If you're running out of room, again, you can always split down here and just move it off to the side. But it shouldn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things. Like, you get long UVs all the time. The only thing that matters is what resolution are you using, and it really comes down to what type of asset is it. Is it for like a first-person Overwatch style game or a third-person game? But a lot of your UV should be nice and straight. And also go look at unwraps from other artists that have done long and thin assets and how they've done them. But yeah, usually for me, when I have a super long UV, it's all like perfectly ribbon mapped like that. If I'm running out of room and it is a unique asset, I will just I'll just break the UVs off and I will, move it so it shortens the length. But again, it depends. I think you could probably fit all this on. Look at some other swords, do some research on, what do UVs look like for, swords in game and how they've been UV'd if you can find them. Because research a lot of the time will answer your question of where to put the UVs. But yeah, it's tough to know what you're going for because it doesn't say what it's for, what the inspiration is. Is it for Overwatch? Is it not for Overwatch? Is this a high poly? Is this a low poly? There's just not enough shots on there to really justify it as a portfolio piece. I mean, it's pretty, but being pretty with the work isn't going to pass a lot of prop artists in the industry. Like a lot of lead prop artists would turn down this piece because it doesn't have breakdowns, because a lot of prop artists in the industry want to see breakdowns. That's one of the most important things on top of how good it looks visually. Because I don't know if this is a 4K map, a 2K map. I don't know if it's auto unwrapped. I don't know if it's had a high, low poly bake. It doesn't answer enough questions for that. All right. So yeah, get used to showing your breakdowns is what I would say. This to go any further with the feedback. But yeah, it does look more stylized and it does look easy on the eyes, and but it can be pushed so much further. Think of the job you want to go for. If you want to go for hard surface weapons, keep making weapons, show lots of breakdowns of the weapons. If you're just going for a generalist, be careful because generalist spots can be a bit sparse for games specifically. And this does all look like geometry. So you would want to bake that down to like a cylinder, squished cylinder, unless it's justified. So yeah, more breakdowns. That's how you can tackle your UVs. Depending on the issue, but the main thing for you is, for both the portfolios today, is not enough breakdown shots to show how the work's been made, and then obviously the other notes for the lighting one. So yeah, that'll be my feedback for that. And just because I don't want to be too short on yours, think about what you want to do, because generalist is, I don't know what you want to be. Hard surface, maybe? If you want to be a hard surface artist, then, or do you want to be designer? Because you've got sci-fi and then fantasy swords and then not a lot of texturing. So if you're just making for fun, that's cool for now. But if you want to make to try and get a job, you're going to have to pick a specialism of hard surface weapons, vehicles, or all sorts of weapons, and start, going that route, is what I would say. But yeah, just keep going. If you're a student, keep going in the meantime and start thinking about how you want to specialize, but more breakdowns. You need more breakdowns, UVs, wireframes, all that sort of stuff, so that correct feedback can be given to the piece. And then breakdowns for this, and then lighting per shot. But that would be my 2 notes for these. Hopefully that helps. In the meantime, peace.